What in tarnation?
Howdy folks, this is Applegeek, and welcome back for another My Little Pony reaction. This is Season 6, Episode 18, Buckball Season. Not really sure what this is about. I mean, some sort of game, but I'm not sure. I've heard rumblings that it's something related to football, like American football, but, you know, the way things go in this world, it might not be exactly the same, might be a variant, might be something totally different. I really don't know. So I'll have to watch and find out. And as far as who's all playing, who's on what team, who's going to win, etc., who knows? So without further ado, let's give it a watch, shall we? Buckball season starting now. Applejack. Okay. Okay, good.
What you doing? Well, I was practicing my distance booking. Distance booking?
Nice entrance.
What for? Because Cousin Brayburn and the rest of the Apple family in Appaloosa seem to think that their team can beat Ponyville at Buckball.
There's the teams. Okay. Nice.
That's ridiculous! No pony beats Ponyville! I mean, I could beat the whole town of Appaloosa at Buckball with one wing tied behind my back!
Okay, Dash can fly with one wing.
So I can count
Whoa.
on you to join the Ponyville Buckball team?
Those are some tough apples.
So there! I've just got one question. What's Buckball?
Rainbow Dash. I said the more things change, the more they stay the same, you know? So is she gonna get like a 5-minute crash course on this game or something? And we got the teams. Okay, Appaloosa versus Ponyville. Haven't seen anybody from Appaloosa in a while, so this could be fun.
So basically, Buckball is the coolest game ever. Offense, defense, teamwork, non-stop action. It's got it all.
Well,
You learned about it 5 minutes ago.
seem to know a lot about this game. I've never even heard of Buckball.
Yeah, I'm kind of an expert.
An expert who hadn't heard of the game either until I told you.
Well, it's
Thank you,
new.
Applejack.
I probably know more than most ponies, so that makes me an expert. I don't know anything about it at all, but it sounds like there's a
Sadly,
ball
that's true.
and it's super duper fun.
The point is, my cousin Brayburn somehow convinced a Pegasus and a unicorn to come play with him on the Appaloosa team. And he can't stop bragging about how his team is gonna beat ours.
Got some ringers?
We don't have a team.
Well, between Applejack and
That won't
me,
take
we've
long to
got
put
2/3
together.
of a team. All we need is a unicorn. That's where you two come in. They know we're not unicorns, right? Obviously. You're gonna be on my team, and Fluttershy is gonna be on Applejack's team.
We'll play against each other, along with whatever unicorns want to try out, until we find the best one.
Oh! Phew! That's a relief because I left my unicorn costume at home.
I know a lot of you are here because
I shouldn't even be surprised. It's Pinky.
Amazing game Buckball is. And even though it's
Okay, so
already
we've
an
got
Apple family favorite,
random
most
unicorns,
of you
okay.
probably don't know anything about it. So I thought we'd give you a quick demonstration.
That outfit big makes me.
The two Earth ponies
Referee,
are on offense.
Granny Smith.
They meet in the middle of the field for the buck-off.
Pinky,
They
that
both gotta be
outfit,
the first
really?
one to kick it.
And the
Uh-oh.
Pegasus
Nice
is
save.
on defense. She tries to keep the ball from going in the goal and passes it back to the Earth Pony on her team. Just give it a little kick, Pinky. Oh, Oh, I get it.
Wow.
And all the unicorns have to do is
That was a
run
heck of a
these
kick.
baskets around the outside of the field and catch as many balls as possible for their team. You two get the idea?
Absolutely.
Oh, I don't know.
This is definitely a unique
Ball
game.
moves pretty fast.
All right. Now let's see which of you has what it takes.
This is sort of like a cross between kickball and basketball, or
What do I do?
it's a little bit of soccer thrown
When the
in.
ball
I don't. This
comes
is weird.
towards you, catch it.
And I didn't think Twilight or
Okay,
Rarity
just
would want to
try
get
your
involved
best.
in this.
I have been doing this a lot longer than you.
Huh?
Nice kick.
What the? What
So,
the?
Fluttershy,
What just happened?
Hey, this game is easy.
Ooh, it actually is kind of fun.
where did Pinkie Pie learn to buck like that?
Yes,
Fluttershy's
yes, but
spinning tail catch is pretty amazing.
Okay. Well,
I'm
let's see what the
speechless right
rest of
now.
you can do. Now, don't expect to be able to beat me
Pinky
twice
with
in a row.
the bucky seals, Fluttershy with that. They're
Hello
like,
there, Mr. Ball. Hurry along, butterflies, before that ball comes and hits you.
Nope. Okay. Let's see what the rest of you can do.
Fluttershy has very good mane and tail control. Ooh.
Definitely not. Not a
Really? Really?
No,
Nope.
and no.
Okay, where are they gonna
This
find
didn't go how I
unicorns?
thought it would.
It sure did.
I just have no words for this.
There's a whole lot more
I love this
than I thought
episode.
it would be.
It's exactly as much fun as I thought it would be.
Carrying my water, my water.
No,
my
no.
water, carrying my water.
Snails?
on the
Really?
goal.
Oh no. The,
Amazing.
You should be more careful with these. You could lose them.
Snails gets to be a main character. I did not see that coming.
Snails, can you float one of those baskets over here?
Sure. What do you want me to do with it?
Catch.
Of course.
Anything else?
Wow, Snails.
You just got
you're a
drafted,
natural
buddy.
Buckball.
It's a good thing, too. We were running out of unicorns.
Do you think you'll be ready to play with Applejack and Rainbow Dash against the Appaloosa team?
I guess I'll find out. Plus, after I deliver this water, I don't really have anything else to do.
Well, Snails, with you on the
Yes,
team,
what does
Ponytail
Snails
is
do on a
one
daily
step
basis?
closer to crushing Appaloosa.
And after today, it's pretty clear who the other two players should be.
Oh, what do you mean? I thought you and Dash were gonna play.
Nope.
You're not crushing Appaloosa. Who is? You two, obviously.
I'm actually impressed that they're willing to admit it that easily that Pinky and Fluttershy are better than them at this.
You want us to play Buckball against Appaloosa instead of you?
That's incredible.
What?
Unbelievable and incredible.
Sure, why not?
Come on.
I can't explain it, but you two are really good at this game. And if it means beating Appaloosa, I'll give either one of you my spot on the team quicker than Granny Smith can core an apple.
Me too. I'd normally be so pumped all of Ponyville was counting on me to win, I'd run right over the competition. But you still flew rings around me.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just having fun.
Oh, come on,
You can have
Fluttershy.
all the fun you want as long as it's while you're beating the hide off of Brayburn's team.
I do like fun.
Honestly, the game was a little scary at first, but once I got the hang of it, I had a pretty good time.
That a girl.
All right, but if we really want to beat Appaloosa,
Go
we're
Pinky,
gonna have to
go
get
Pinky.
serious.
Serious?
That face.
Yes,
With serious practice.
Oh, that's gonna be a meme, I'm sure.
Wow, this looks pretty intense.
Pinky, that hair, seriously.
You two are gonna be representing all of Ponyville, and more importantly, us.
That's why, before we leave for Appaloosa tomorrow, you two are gonna practice just as hard as we.
Games in Appaloosa.
So
Okay.
let's hop to it.
Snails already has a head start on you. Okay, if you want to win, you
Training
totally
camp.
gotta get this drill down.
I do?
Uh-oh, we have a training montage here. Oh, come on, Fluttershy, you got this.
It's all about ball control.
The animators this season, I swear.
Go!
Come on, Flutters.
Come on, faster! You don't want Ponyville to lose because he can't get into high gear, do you?
Starting to see the problem. You're pushing her too hard, Dash.
All right. Being able to buck a ball into a goal from any direction is the most important thing in the game.
If you say so.
Wow.
Keep it up! Just one miss will ruin the Apple family's Buckball.
Applejack say a bomb machine. Ooh.
Come on, push, push, push!
Come on now. Every shot is for Sweet Apple Acres.
Yeah.
Head on, Ponyville!
Faster!
And they're starting to take all the fun out of it.
Come on now.
Come on!
Keep it up.
Come on!
Oh. Ow.
What in the apple happened to those two?
I don't know. He mopped the
You have to
floor.
ask.
All right. That's it for today, y'all.
I thought practice was supposed to make us better.
Maybe we
Yeah.
just need a little rest.
Or a whole lot of it.
Just be sure to get your heads in the game before tomorrow. All of
Oh,
Ponyville
no.
is counting on a win.
Please, no High School Musical references, please.
I really don't want to let Applejack and Rainbow Dash down, or any pony else, but after that practice, I'm not feeling very confident.
I have thoughts about this. I definitely gotta talk about this later.
I guess I was hoping you saw something I didn't.
I know our friends want us to win, but how can the whole town be counting on us if most ponies have never even heard of Buckball?
I know! How can we disappoint a pony who doesn't even know we have a team?
Or that we're gonna play Appaloosa.
Yeah, I don't think we need to worry. I'd be surprised if any pony in this town cares about this game at all.
And Applejack and Dash have been hyping it up to Derpy! And Lyra even!
Whoa! The whole town really seems to care about this game a lot.
Yeah, logic. Gotta love it. Derpy in that face paint is awesome. I love that hat too.
We kind of went around town and talked up the team a little.
Yep.
Yep.
We wanted to make sure you two knew that all of Ponyville was behind you.
Great!
I hear the whole town's already planning a parade for when you get back after whooping Appaloosa. That should feel pretty good.
They're not gonna win, are they?
Totally! Just spend the whole ride to Appaloosa thinking about every pony cheering for the victorious Ponyville Buckball team. I bet Princess Celestia even
Dash.
congratulate you.
If that doesn't get you in the zone, I don't know what will.
I don't know what zone Rainbow Dash is talking about, but I'm pretty sure I don't want to be in it. Do you?
They broke
Hey,
Pinky.
you two are supposed to be in
Pinky
the zone.
was speechless.
You see, the thing is, thinking about every pony, thinking about us, there's just no
I don't know if I've seen Pinky ever this.
that we can get in the zone, because the zone sounds like a horrible place, since we are terrible football, and we are going to lose and let every pony down, and we don't want to play anymore!
I'm still okay with playing in case you were worried.
Okay, Fluttershy just snapped.
Get it.
Pinky's more worried than I've ever seen.
Why wouldn't they want to play anymore?
This does not bode well.
Just telling them how much every pony was counting on them messed them up somehow.
Hey, Bonbon.
What? That's crazy talk. Having ponies depend on you is exactly what you need to focus. And
No, that's what
serious
you
and
need to
hard and
focus,
get
not
ready
them.
To totally smash the competition and none of that sounds like Pinky or Fluttershy, does it?
Nope.
Guess not. We got so wrapped up in what's important to us, we went and ruined what was fun about the game for them.
There you go.
What do we do now?
Fix it.
Pinky? Fluttershy? We know you're in here. Well, we've looked in
They're
every
hiding
other
in the
car on
luggage.
train.
Maybe you need
Wow.
to look again. Yeah, because we're totally not in here. And
Genius.
we're definitely not in here if you're gonna try and make us play against Appaloosa. Or any pony else. Oh, we're sorry to let you down, but it's better to do it now than during the game against Appaloosa.
You don't have to play against Appaloosa.
We don't?
Nope. We're gonna take your place. So you don't have to worry about that at all.
Why didn't you say so? But we
But?
can't take on Brayburn and his team without any practice. So we need you to play just one more time.
Against us.
I look forward to this.
Now, I know we mixed up the teams before, but since Dash and I really need the practice, we'll play against the two of you.
Oh, I don't know how much practice you'll get against us. We've been playing just awful.
Just
Don't
have
worry
fun.
about it. Applejack and I just need a little workout.
Yep, you two just do your best.
So these two are gonna have fun, and Dash and Applejack are gonna be like sweating at the end of this. Oh, come on, you two. There you go. Yes, yes.
Looks like you two really do need practice.
Oh! Trash talk from Fluttershy. Nice. Whew. That's it. Yeah, they're just having fun. They're making those two work harder and harder. Yes. It's just... They can't get anywhere near. Yeah, they're frazzled.
Guess we can keep going.
I called it.
No thanks. Playing against you two is just as humiliating now as it was when we weren't trying to show you how awesome you are. Wait. What?
Finally!
You must have noticed how you aren't bad anymore.
Uh-huh.
Weird.
But, why were
They're
we
gonna
so
play.
terrible before?
I guess some ponies thrive on pressure, and some ponies don't. And even though we weren't playing, we were treating you like us, which totally stressed you out.
Mm-hmm.
And that just sucked the fun right out of the game for you.
And having fun is what makes you really, really, really good.
Yes!
But
Thank you!
good doesn't matter if we're too afraid of letting ponies down.
Oh, come on.
What about all those ponies back in Ponyville counting on us to win?
That is a problem.
I'm sure folks want you to win, but not if worrying about it makes you miserable. Winning's never worth that.
How do we keep from worrying about
AJ
it?
speaks from experience.
You
The
could
last
do what
roundup.
I do and not think about it. Seriously, I don't think about anything.
Works for me.
I'm sure he speaks the truth. Okay. Is that another bulk biceps recolor?
You guys are
Saw Derpy made it.
Rayburn is really good.
So is that Pegasus. Oh, I don't know if we can win.
You know what I would do?
Lyra Bun Bun.
Not think about it.
Exactly.
Not think. Oh, yeah, that.
And as
I
long
love
as you're
this.
having fun, it doesn't matter if you win or not.
There you go.
I think it's more fun this way.
Yeah, Brayburn, you get just give up now. Mm-hmm.
Lots of tense here. Fluttershy unleashes her patented spin move, but Brayburn's there to... No! It's Pinky with a somersault kick! What a move!
Yes!
And that's the game! Ponyville wins!
They did win! Yes!
Looks like you three made quite an impression.
Mm-hmm.
Well, cousin, I have to admit, your Ponyville team played a pretty good game.
Good game. We bucked the hubs right off of you.
Yep, you sure as shooting did. I'm gonna have to get real serious about a strategy for our rematch.
Oh, I wouldn't get too serious.
Yeah.
It takes all the fun out of it.
Tony knows the secret to good buckball is just having fun.
Like, huh? Okie dokie then. Great episode. I love this one. And you know, they finally sort of addressed an issue that I've been waiting for them to address. I should probably save this for my commentary, but yeah, I'm gonna go back and rewatch this just to make sure I didn't miss anything here. But yeah, that one point, Applejack was kind of speaking from experience on the, you know, on the winning thing, because back in the last roundup, you know, she literally ran away from home because she couldn't stand the embarrassment of coming home having not won, you know, blue ribbons. So anyway, be right back, and I will let you hear my thoughts on this. Stay tuned. All right, everyone. Fantastic episode. This has got to be one of the top episodes of this season, for me anyway. I might even say top 5. I'd have to sit down and really think about how I rate all these episodes, but this was definitely up there. I was nervous going into this one, you know, seeing the way things are going with Applejack and Rainbow Dash. As you know, those two have kind of gotten some poor rating on them in certain episodes this season. You know, 28 pranks later, Applejack's day off, cart before the ponies. So I was a little concerned about things not going well with them in this episode, but it turned out rather well, actually, quite well. They actually addressed a point that I've been waiting for them to touch on for a long time. Just to get a couple things out of the way right away, Rarity and Twilight, no idea where they're at. I honestly didn't really miss them in this episode. I felt like it was good to focus on these four. And you know, the others might have been a distraction or something. So, you know, Rarity's probably off doing, you know, things with her boutiques, and Twilight's probably off doing princess things and training with Starlight and whatnot. So, you know, not a big deal. The other thing just to note right away, snails. Where the heck did that come from? I never expected a character like Snails to have like a main role in an episode like this. That was fantastic. You know, with his magic powers, just kind of putting all the rest of the unicorns in Ponyville to shame. Is like, man, he almost needs to be in Celestia's School for Gifted Unicorns or something, but he just seems to lack any motivation to actually apply himself at school, so, yeah, but, you know, it's just fun to see some of his personality come to light and whatnot, so that was fun. Buckball, the game itself, great game. I love the fact that it's not just a direct ripoff of a game we've already had. It's sort of a new game that was made unique for this world. I love how it focuses on the harmony between the three races. You know, having the one each of the three races on each team. You know, playing to their abilities. You know, for the various positions. I'm a little confused as to if it's always been that way or not, because the comments Applejack made about Brayburn saying he'd gotten a Pegasus and Unicorn to join his team kind of implied that it was all Earth ponies before that, and that this somehow not changed the dynamic of the game or something. Yet later it was just laid out as if it's always been this way. So I'm a little confused in there, slight plot hole. Not going to dwell on it too much. You know, I feel like this game is something that actually could date back to the early days of Equestria, when the races first came together and started living in harmony. Could have been something that developed to encourage friendly competition, you know, amongst within their society or something. Hard to say for sure. It's also hard to say why the heck nobody else in Ponyville has ever heard of this game before. I don't know if it was just always an Apple family thing and then they just never talked about it, or what the deal was there. But again, minor, you know, plot issue. I'm not going to dwell on it. So, great game. Love to see it. Yeah, there's a lot of interesting character stuff going on in this. Some good growth for Applejack and Rainbow Dash, which I'll get to in a minute. With Fluttershy and Pinkie Pie, it was very interesting to see them in this episode. They didn't really so much have character growth as it was, we got a lot of insight into their personalities and how they are as individuals. And we've seen a lot of, you know, various bits and pieces of stuff adding up over the various episodes and seasons, but it all kind of came into focus in this one episode. At first I was trying to figure out, like, why are Pinkie and Fluttershy so good at this game, upstaging ponies like Applejack and Rainbow Dash, who are the athletic, competitive type that you know, you would assume that they would be better at a sport like this. But these two were kind of showing them up, and for Pinkie it actually makes sense. I mean, with all her antics and her, you know, bouncing around and everything, and I mean, she's got balls stashed all over Ponyville in case of ball emergencies. We've seen that before. So, you know, a game that involves a ball, yeah, she's all over it. That does make a lot of sense. Fluttershy is a little bit more confusing, but, you know, we've seen before she's very graceful, and I feel like that she kind of used her grace to do the, you know, the spins and whatever. It kind of made sense, and it's one of those things where I feel like this is an ability that she's had. She just never realized before, because again, she's been so sheltered, so lacking in confidence to go out and try new things. She hasn't discovered some of these abilities that she has. Now that she's got this newfound confidence, I mean, she was initially kind of scared at trying this game, but when she got into it, she realized it could be a lot of fun, and she is just really going all out. You know, both her and Pinkie were going all out having fun with this game, and that's why they were so good at it. It was a little odd that Fluttershy had such ridiculous control over her mane and tail, like to practically Pinkie levels in terms of her ability to move her mane around, but I think we've all seen all of the main six do weird things with their manes at some point or another, so, you know, I guess that just kind of is an inherent thing with them, not that far of a stretch. But anyway, it was just fun to see a new side of Fluttershy coming out that is now possible to see because of how she's grown. But as far as them, you know, suddenly getting bad, well, and I did wonder, so, well, you know, why was Pinkie Pie so, why was she so good at bucking the balls around now when she was so lousy at bucking apple trees back in Magical Mystery Cure? And it just occurred to me that it's interesting, thinking back across episodes, how we've seen Pinky's abilities be affected by her emotional state. So she was terrible back in Magical Mystery Cure. She was terrible at basically everything, but she was trying to do things that were outside of her typical activities, and it was very stressful, and she was under a lot of pressure, and it was getting to her and bogging her down, and she doesn't do well at things when she's like that. When she basically, whenever she's sad or depressed, she loses confidence and just can't function well. And also her fourth wall breaking abilities only seem to function when she's having fun and full of confidence. All that put together, it makes total sense why she got bad at Buckball under the pressure from Applejack. And for crying out loud, Applejack told her that the entire Apple family Buckball reputation would be ruined if she missed one goal. I mean, who says something like that? And that's exactly when things started to go downhill for Pinky. And ultimately, all the pressure built up with everything that, and then the everybody in town cheering for them and whatever, they got bad enough that Pinky basically broke, and she just sat there speechless for almost a full minute on that train, and then later just ran off, bawling her head off. I have never seen Pinky quite so distraught, just stressed out to the point of bursting into tears like that. I mean, we've seen her cry before, but not under immense pressure like this. This was a whole new level, I felt like. So yeah, basically Pinky's confidence and her abilities are powered by her ability to have fun in whatever she's doing. You take away the fun, and she just kind of shuts down. Fluttershy, in a similar fashion, she still struggles with her self-confidence and various phobias. When there's no pressure on her, she's grown to the point where she can open up, relax, and have fun. Under pressure to perform, though, the fun goes out the window. Her self-confidence basically evaporates, and she kind of becomes a slave to some of the old fears that she's kind of pushed down deep. They're still there. It isn't necessarily that she's gotten rid of them. She's just successfully suppressed some of those to overcome them. And in this case, they had a chance to come back out again. And given her recent growth and her assertiveness, she basically she got pushed too far, and she just snapped and unloaded on Rainbow Dash and Applejack, which, quite frankly, they deserved in this situation. And on that note, switching to Rainbow Dash and Applejack here, I've been waiting forever for Applejack and Rainbow Dash to get a kind of cold dose of reality in regards to their competitiveness. It's a flaw that's been in their characters that's never really truly been dealt with. It goes all the way back to Fall Weather Friends in Season 1. That episode dealt with fair competition, and taught them they can be friends and not resort to cheating while still having friendly competition. It wasn't so much that their competitiveness is bad, they just, let it escalate to the point where it became personal, and what was a friendly rivalry turned into a bitter rivalry that threatened to end their friendship, and that wasn't good. So we've seen Applejack and Rainbow Dash both be competitive in numerous scenarios. Dash is always competitive at most everything. Applejack, it isn't so much always wanting to be competitive in every aspect. It seems to key more to her stubbornness. And when it comes to like things like tradition and family honor, and AJ can be very stubborn about wanting to change things and very competitive and maintaining the family honor and whatnot, which was the case here. Defending their apparently winning streak and overall reputation at Buckball against the Appaloosa Apples. Both her stubbornness issues and Dash's competitiveness, going too far. They have been highlighted in various episodes. I mean, there's been older ones throughout the seasons. Like, I know Rainbow Dash's competitiveness kind of got a little out of hand back when she was trying to find a pet. Why is this failing me now? I had ideas in mind for examples, but... Well, most recently, I mean, look at the two of them in Cart Before the Ponies. Dash clearly got far too competitive, to the point, again, of kind of cheating, and Applejack got stuck on her holding to tradition and winning in that sense. So, that episode really, I felt like should have dealt with that issue because it was touching on it so pointedly. But the ending of that episode was just kind of odd. I mean, it was focused more on the Cutie Mark Crusaders, and the way it ended, it kind of felt like the older sisters didn't really learn all the lessons they should have from that situation. But in this case, Rainbow Dash and Applejack's competitiveness was very strongly highlighted again. And they were forced to realize that they had allowed themselves to take things too far and ruin all the fun for their friends who were they wither under pressure rather than thrive under it like AJ and Dash do. And so for Applejack too, it was a rather interesting point that she's bringing up when they were trying to convince them to get back into the game. And practice with them. They were concerned about the whole thing of people back in ponies back in Ponyville, expecting them to win and whatever, and there was that pressure, and Applejack went through that herself back in the last roundup, as I touched on earlier. There she was basically too hard on herself. I mean, she was all psyched up she's going to win all these big awards at the rodeo and stuff, which she's done well at before, and going to win all this cash money to come home and help fix the city hall and such. And she ended up not coming away with a single first place award, and no money apparently. And she just couldn't see past that embarrassment. And didn't realize that that the townsfolk would have supported her. I mean, they might have been disappointed, sure, but they still would have supported her, and they certainly didn't want to see anything bad happen to her or lose her. And by running away, she ended up just making things way worse. So here again, it was kind of the same thing. Pinky and Fluttershy were being pressured by the fact that they were expected to pull off this win, and speaking from experience, Applejack said that it doesn't really matter, whether or not that if you come away with the win. The important thing is that you're out there having fun, and everybody will be behind you and support you regardless. If you're not having fun, what's the point? Basically, that should be the way it is in all competition. Competition can be a good thing, but it needs to be friendly. If once you take the fun out of it, it just things tend to not go well. So, it was, again, we've seen their competitiveness touched on a lot before, but we've never really seen the issue of how their competitiveness can negatively affect those around them, and having them realize that and deal with that. And that has now been specifically focused on and addressed in this. Basically, it just got to the point they failed to realize that by pressuring, they failed to realize that Fluttershy and Pinkie Pie just do not thrive under pressure the same way that they do, given their personalities, and they just push too hard. And unfortunately, it took pushing them to their breaking point to realize that, to get that cold splash of reality and realize they'd overdone it, and that they needed to back off and just focus on the fun. But I'm glad that they did come to that realization, unlike some other episodes where it just gets drug out way too far, like in Cart Before the Ponies. Here they realized it, immediately felt bad, and did their best to resolve the situation. So you got to give them a lot of credit for that. And I forget if I mentioned this earlier in my commentary or not, but just to note again, just the whole fact that they almost immediately conceded that Pinky and Fluttershy were better than them at this game, that alone speaks volumes to, I feel like, to some of their maturity, because, you know, especially Rainbow Dash before, I can see her getting, you know, rather huffy about it and just like, you know, it's like, well, I wasn't really trying, I was going easy on you, or some such thing like that. Like, you know, she would not readily admit to being one-upped on something that she was supposedly one of the best ponies to, you know, at doing. So, like I said, I did see some growth for them as a little bit of maturity, but it's just this one point that they hadn't really dealt with. So, and I don't think it's a repeat of former lessons. It's sort of been a side note of former lessons that was never touched on, and now we've dealt with it. So, as to me, this is a great example of some good character growth for those two. It's been hard to find character growth for Applejack, but I felt like this was really a good point. I said I've been waiting for this to be touched on for multiple seasons. So, great job, writers, for pulling this off finally. And for giving us a good Applejack episode and a good Dash episode. We needed a good one for those two after some of the previous episodes this season. So, but yeah, I think that's all I got on this one. It's a great character growth, great insight, great lesson, just, you know, all around fun episode. So I'm sure somebody will find issues with it, but yeah, so for me it was one of the better ones. So thanks for watching this with me, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this one as much as I did, and as always, I will be looking forward to next week's episode. So stay tuned for that, and for now, have a good one, everyone.